UK government officials are continuing intense discussions with both the European Commission and their Portuguese counterparts in an effort to complete the sale of Chelsea as quickly as possible. Let's talk to our senior reporter, Geraint Hughes, who's got pages of scribble and has been spent the day scratching his head. Explain what's going on. What have the Portuguese got to do with it?
Right, yes. What do the Portuguese have to do with this and the European Commission? It's probably a question, a lot of Chelsea fans go, why on earth are they involved? Well, a couple of simple reasons actually why is a lot of this deal hinges on not allowing a sanctioned individual, in this case Roman Abramovich, from benefiting from the sale of the proceeds of Chelsea Football Club. In the main, that revolves around a £1.5 billion loan, a written-off debt, as it were, to Chelsea. Could that be recouped somehow through throughout the financial world? The trapdoors on that seem to have been resolved from the British government's point of view. However, Roman Abramovich is also a sanctioned individual within the EU. That is one of the reasons why the European Commission are involved, because they will look into that. They will look into the deal that is being done, that has been agreed, as we know, between the Todd Boehly-led consortium and Chelsea Football Club. We are also pretty much know as well as that the British government are happy now those trapdoors have been sealed and that there are assurances, legal assurances, that Roman Abramovich is a sanctioned individual in the UK cannot receive any of those funds. But the European Commission have to do this through their oversight and through their investigations. And the Portuguese government, Roman Abramovich holds a Portuguese passport. So they have to do due diligence, oversight, as it were, on this deal and sign off it as well. Complicated as well in the fact is that Portugal is a member of the EU as well. There is some bureaucracy at play here, Nick. I'm not going to lie. There are some politics at play as well. That is why I suppose the timeline is becoming frustrating. There really wasn't a timeline as such that, it's going to be done by 5 o'clock today or by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. However, let's be realistic. There are some deadlines here approaching. One is quite key, which is a week today, May the 31st. The current special licence that Chelsea operate under, Nick, that runs out on May the 31st. It's a very restrictive licence that Chelsea probably don't like operating on, but they are operating nonetheless. So the onus, I think, from Chelsea is that they've agreed to deal with the Boehly-led consortium. The British government has said on numerous occasions, directly to us here at Sky Sports News, directly to other outlets as well, we want to get this deal done as quickly as possible. I understand that part of the process, those parts are done. It is waiting now for the European Commission on behalf of the European Union and the Portuguese government to do whatever they need to do to sign off on this deal. Then all those parts can come together as one, and a deal finally for the sale of Chelsea to go through can happen.
Sounds like it's feeling a bit more positive than it was.
I think the way I can explain this, it's frustrating. I can get that, but if you go back 2 months to sort of March time, when Roman Abramovich had been sanctioned by both the UK government and the EU, Chelsea were operating under one of the first licences. You probably couldn't see any light through the tunnel. There is some light. I think from their point of view, they've just got to get to the end of the tunnel. There's some way through it. They've just got to get to the end.
And the fans are thinking Thomas Tuchel will want to be recruiting. He's probably mentally recruiting, but he's waiting for a green light too, yeah?
Yeah, and the mental process here is frustrating because there's an inability to negotiate from Thomas Tuchel's point of view. They are still today, as we talk now, operating under a special licence given by a government office to allow Chelsea to exist and to trade under many restrictions, as we have well reported on. They exist under that today. That is not changing. One of those is they can't sign players, the practicalities of they can't sign players, they can't negotiate new deals with existing players. That's why you've got some, there are some concerns over with, obviously we have Antonio Rudiger going to Real Madrid, Andreas Christensen asked to be left out the side, linked to Spain. Then you've got Cesar Azpilicueta, Marcos Alonso, other players as well, where their futures are in some doubt. Chelsea at the moment have an inability to negotiate really on the front foot when it comes to that and other players.
And who would be negotiating once the deal is done? I mean, there's much uncertainty.
Well, exactly. We think Marina Granovskaya will still be at the club and Thomas Tuchel, etc. But at the moment, it's an inability to negotiate because of the licence they operate with.